Welcome, comic book fans, to another episode of Slideshow Reviews, hosted by Geekality. It's November the 7th, 2013. First up for this quick edition of Slideshow Reviews is Shadow Man issue 12 by Valiant Comics. Now, this was my first exposure to the new Shadow Man series. I was never a fan of the original, so I had no interest in its revival. However, after reading issue 12, which is a collection of 3 stories, I must say that I now find myself wanting to follow the series. Shadow Man is an occult superhero, and with the setting of the story being New Orleans, the whole thing reminded me of Saga of the Swamp Thing by Alan Moore. Now, I'm not comparing the level of quality, so don't freak out on me, fanboys. I'm just saying that the vibe is very similar, which is most definitely a good thing. The first story, Dead Side Blues, takes a more mythical approach, as the setting is not realistic at all, but very ethereal, populated by bizarre and terrifying creatures. Also, there's a talking monkey, so you know realism has gone right out the window. The dialogue is interesting, and that's what really keeps you engaged in an otherwise flat story. Excellent dialogue. I mean, hey, that monkey, he's a scene stealer. The second, and by far my favorite story of the issue, is Lucky Charm, which puts the focus on a drug dealer, pushing Shadow Man to the background. This allows a creative team to tell a more human and emotionally powerful story, with Shadow Man acting as more of a boogeyman than a hero. Visually, it's nowhere near as striking as Dead Side Blues or Blackout, but it's still a very interesting read. Lastly, there's the aforementioned Blackout. Now, this feels a bit rushed, which is understandable given the lack of space. Blackout comes off as an episode in The Dresden Files, which was a television series based on occult detective Harry Dresden from a series of novels written by Jim Butcher. Anyway, not much happens here, but the drawings are still great to look at, so it's still rather enjoyable. All in all, this issue had some great work done by its creative team. I can't recommend the series to anyone because the creative team will be changing on Shadow Man in the future, but I can honestly say that this issue is worth picking up if you're a fan of occult detectives and truly bizarre encounters. If you like shows like The Dresden Files and Lost Girl, then you'll like this issue and may want to give issues 1 through 11 a look as well. I give Shadow Man issue 12 a try. Lastly is a preview of a digital release from Culturosity veteran Fred Van Lente, Action Presidents, Washington. Now, this title is as funny as its name would suggest it is. It's a humorous history lesson on Washington. It's kind of like a Saturday morning cartoon designed to make kids laugh while secretly trying to teach them something. It's a really simple, funny story with illustrations by Ryan Dunleavy that perfectly fit the tone of the comic. It was just really fun and funny like comics should be. It's something that I think parents should try out. I certainly would like to buy and read it with my 6-year-old niece. Also, if you're a fan of Fred or Ryan and a completist when it comes to comic collections, even though it's currently digital, then pick this up and have a couple of laughs. If you want a hard copy, then keep an eye out for the paperback to hit stores once the creative team has a good 5 or 6 issues under their belt. I give Action Presidents Washington a try. Well, that's it for this quickie edition of Slideshow Reviews. I hope you all enjoyed it, and tune in next week for more Slideshow Reviews from Geekality, hosted by yours truly, Joshua David Sage.